Lagos, 5 a.m. The city is just waking up. The air hums with the slow rise of movement. Early buses, flickering bulbs, yawning vendors. But while most are just beginning their day, one man has already been working for hours, stitching a future that no one saw coming. Far from the glamour of Lagos, the story begins in a small, buzzing neighborhood in Lagos, Nigeria. The soundtrack of this place is unmistakable. Rattling tricycles, the sharp calls of market women, the smell of heat and hustle. In the middle of it all sits 23-year-old Chijioke, bent over a foot-powered sewing machine inside a stall barely big enough for two people. The space is wooden, worn, and full of history, passed down from his late father, a respected local tailor. Chijioke inherited not just the stall, but a legacy, and like most legacies, it came with its own weight. For now, his days are filled with mending uniforms and adjusting ankara skirts. But his mind is light years ahead, lost in visions of fashion weeks, celebrity clients, and a name that echoes far beyond the dusty streets of Lagos. One morning, he receives a returned order, a poorly stitched outfit that disappoints a local customer. He holds it in his hands, disappointed in himself, tired of chasing survival. That moment becomes a turning point. He decides to stop sewing just to get by. He wants to create. That night, with the dim glow of a borrowed bulb and the background hum of neighborhood generators, Chijioke borrows a friend's phone, opens YouTube, and searches for how to sew luxury menswear. What follows is an avalanche of late nights, mistakes, and quiet breakthroughs. He learns obsessively, practicing every new technique with leftover fabrics and mannequins made from old jugs and broomsticks. His workshop becomes his laboratory, and he treats every needle and thread like a tool for reinvention. Eventually, he designs something entirely new, a kaftan with sharp, modern cuts and hidden embroidery. It's bold, unfamiliar, unlike anything the market offers. He wears it to church. The locals laugh. But Chijioke isn't discouraged. He posts a photo of it on Instagram anyway. The next day, something unbelievable happens. A Nigerian man living in the UK sends him a message. He wants to buy it. Shocked but inspired, Chijioke uses the small profit to buy better fabric. He also hires a boy from his street to help with local deliveries. Over the next month, 2 more international clients appear. Word begins to spread. As orders increase, so do the challenges. His stall still leaks when it rains. He can't afford a generator, and blackouts are constant. Chijioke knows he needs power, literally and figuratively. So he cuts a deal with a local printing press. He'll make their uniforms if they let him use their generator at night. It's not glamorous, but it works. With electricity flowing, he can now work until 3 a.m., creating cleaner designs and uploading higher quality photos. One of these photos catches the eye of a popular fashion influencer in Lagos. She reposts his work. Within a week, Chijioke gains 10,000 followers. His cousin reaches out with an opportunity, a visa to Europe, a fresh start, a way out. It's tempting, but Chijioke turns it down. He knows in his gut that what he's building here matters. Instead of leaving, he registers his business as CJ the Label and starts messaging Nollywood stylists. Most ignore him. One doesn't. A rising actor wears one of his designs to a film premiere. The look goes viral. In a single week, Chijioke receives 53 new orders. He hires 2 more tailors, expands into the neighboring stall. Suddenly, his small-time hustle is becoming the talk of the town. But success comes with pressure. Deadlines blur. Expectations grow. A customer accuses him of stealing a design, and the story spreads online. Chijioke is overwhelmed. His body gives out. One night, he collapses in his workshop from exhaustion. At the hospital, he faces the truth. If he wants to scale, he can't keep doing it all alone. He returns with a new mission: to become a leader. He begins training his small team, assigns roles, delegates, writes his first standard operating procedures by hand, and tapes them to the wall. It's messy, chaotic even, but it's progress. Slowly, a real system takes shape. Then, another breakthrough. A diaspora fashion magazine features CJ the Label as a rising African brand. He's invited to a fashion event in Accra, Ghana. It's his first trip outside Nigeria. He packs a single suitcase filled with designs and borrows money for travel. At the show, his collection, A fusion of Igbo culture and sleek, minimalist lines stuns the crowd. Afterward, a fashion buyer from London approaches him. She wants to stock CJ the label in her boutique. Chijioke can hardly believe it. The next few weeks are a whirlwind. Getting his pieces to London nearly breaks him. Customs delays, bribes, endless paperwork. But finally, the clothes arrive. The boutique sells out in 2 weeks. Photos start circulating online. Models and influencers tag his designs. One even appears in a UK fashion magazine. The momentum builds, and soon, an investor from Abuja contacts him. They meet in Lagos, and by the end of the trip, a deal is signed. A small fashion factory is funded, not in USA or London, but right where it all started, Lagos. Chijioke is no longer just a tailor. He's an employer. His factory, while modest, now supports 20 tailors, many of them from the same neighborhood he grew up in. He partners with a tech entrepreneur from Yaba to launch CJTheLabel.com. The website goes live. Orders come from Australia, Canada, and Dubai. His team refines operations, mastering logistics with near military discipline. And yet, he never forgets where he started. Every month, he hosts free sewing workshops for teenagers in Lagos, offering them the knowledge and access he once had to fight for. But the road remains bumpy. A rival brand accuses CJ the Label of copying a design. The story trends on social media. For many, this could have been the end. But Chijioke responds differently. He records his entire process, from sketch to stitch, and goes live online. He shares everything with radical transparency. The public rallies behind him. His followers multiply. People now see not just a designer, but a leader, a fighter, a builder of something truly homegrown and extraordinary. And then, the final chapter unfolds. Lagos Fashion Week. CJ the Label is chosen as the closing act. The music hits. Lights flash. Models walk the runway in a breathtaking mix of velvet, silk, and Ankara. The audience rises. Cameras click. Backstage, Chijioke stands with tears in his eyes as his team embraces, cheering, celebrating. They've done it. A brand born from borrowed data and determination has become one of the most talked about labels on the continent. As the show ends and the lights dim, one truth remains. Chijioke didn't just build a fashion brand. He built a blueprint, one stitched with grit, guided by humility, and fueled by a relentless belief in African excellence. He is no longer just the tailor from Lagos. He is the designer who made the world look at Africa differently. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.